That aspect now it is considered to be as a constructivism in education. The child is capable of construct his own knowledge, but you have to create only that situation in the classroom. That is very important. That's what I believe I am saying. And for so many of experience, it gave, I have my own philosophy of education. I have my own psychological aspect of education. I have my own pedagogical aspect of education. On the way of teaching is based, though I studied many, I have my own method of teaching. So that means even you are having, after working so many years, you are having your own philosophy, you are having your own vision of a classroom, you are also having your own vision of evaluation system. So like that I am also having, and whatever I have I will share. It may or may not be practical. Right. Coming to my philosophy or my definition of education, you are a strong believer. You studied hundreds of definitions, but I strongly accept with Redden, who made a mention that education is nothing but the influence of a matured person on an immature person. So when I believe this, it is not only confined to the knowledge part. Everything of you, your attitude, your behavior, your interest, everything in total, you are having your influence on the student. Remember that. So that's why teaching is considered to be not a cup of tea taken by each and every other. But once you accept that teaching profession, you have to sacrifice a lot in your life. Remember that. Right. So this, and I always remember, the most important person in this campus is the child. We are for the child. If the child is not there, or if the children are not there, I have no place over here. So I am for them. So a child is, remember, even your own son and daughter is not your properties. They are the property of the nation. And they have, government as having every right to train them up, whatever the way they like. Remember this. So if you accept this, then always in your mind that you have to make or transform him into a productive individual who is going to be not only having an ability to live successfully, but also to develop the country. Right. Then coming to the policies, I have seen 2 or 3 policies. I am sorry to say even the Patari Commission, which was given 66, even those recommendations were not implemented. A few days back, one of my teachers asked me, sir, what is your opinion? I made a clear mention that it is nothing but a new wine in an old bottle. Where we changed the structure, where we changed the pedagogy, where we changed the evaluation procedures. Even the concept of hub is not a new innovation. When I was a child in the school, now and then I used to get a circular to the classroom saying that tomorrow is a holiday because the teachers are attending central classes. So that means just like us, we will sit together, discuss everything. Then in my project also I introduced the teacher centers. Your MRP, Mandal Resource Centers and Teacher Centers. Mandal Resource Centers was introduced under my project. And your teacher centers, highly functional. Once in a month, the teachers, they have to come to the lead school and discuss the common things, and they sit in groups, subject-wise, and they will discuss what they have done, what to be done next month. So it is just like your hub of learning. So it is not a new concept yet. But this, they want to make it functional. So that's why Government of India has introduced this, and definitely it is quite useful. I have written handbooks for teacher centers, time-wise, from this time first meeting, this time to this time, what you have to do, this time to this time, what you have to do. So on that particular day, if you go into the district to the teacher centers, in each teacher center, the same thing is going on. Right. And we try to link up the audiovisual support to the normal classroom instruction. So we started under this project Mana TV, and I tried to put 30 minutes to 45 minutes of capsules on education, where I try to link the films with the syllabus. For example, in this week, if I taught about sense organs to a primary child, then I used to telecast from Doordarshan, Hyderabad, video lessons on sense organs. And that's why, even if, as MEO, if you go to a school, on the same day to visit 4 or 5 schools, same lesson in the same subject is going on. So that is easy for him to monitor, and we made it like that. So that is one of the aspects, because the child is very important. But unfortunately, nowadays, no management or nobody is interested in child-centered education. And the word is confined to the books only. Words are confined here only. If I say that I will train up your children by providing lot of activities, no. Every teacher is very much interested, even including me, to complete my prescribed syllabus and see that my children will pass the examination. So because this is, a child is more important than any other things, and we are not looking into whether the right type of learning you have given or not. So when we come to the learning process, when I said child is having a lot of innate abilities, what type of learning thing that is going on in his mind? Because he is learning, he must be active in the classroom. By obviously, even in my class also, having such a philosophy and psychological principles, most of the time I talk in the class. But in primary classes I won't do. In primary classes it is too difficult to find me in the class, because I will be in the middle of my children. Yes. And they'll sit around me and they will learn the things. And definitely my way of teaching is entirely different. And I love that type of teaching and like the children, the small kids, because they are angels. But unfortunately, when I see a child who has studied up to 12th class, at the end of the 12th class, if I see a person tearing the pages and throwing on the roads, I feel that I have not educated him. And I have turned an angel, a small kid, into a demon. So that it hurts me a lot. So the way of how the children will learn, forget about whatever you studied in our B.Ed and M.Ed. So the way how your children is learning, child is able to learn, is the best way of learning. But yet there are some subjects, particularly your mathematics, tables, your chemistry formulas and physics formulas, which are to be conditioned. Only conditioned learning, there is no other group. And the conditioned learning which was proposed by a Russian Dr. Pavlov, who got a Nobel Prize for conditioning. The unfortunate thing is that fellow worked on dogs and proposed the theory conditioning. And unfortunately, I have extended it to my human beings, whether it is correct or not. If I extend such theories to the classroom situation, I feel that I treat my children not as human beings, but as animals. So that's why even such things I hate. Making the children to learn by conditioning But yet, our education system is not free from the conditioned learning, right? That what I feel. That next important thing that I strongly believe is every person in this world is very nice, very good. Basically, every individual is good. If somebody say he is bad, probably he may be bad due to his environment, not by himself. This is what Carl Rogers, a great counselor, a great counseling psychologist, told us. So that I strongly believe Carl Rogers' philosophy when I am dealing with a child, right? And and every day I will do my self-evaluation. Generally, I ask people also to do SWOT analysis: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These four are useful, which we use in the management. In industry, those things you can apply to education also in your profession. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your opportunities? And if you are not able to perform, what is the threat? If you look into these things if you keep these things in your mind, definitely by the end of the day, you will have a lot of satisfaction in your profession. That what actually makes us to drive is not the salary. It is the satisfaction that you are going to have. And many people used to criticize that teachers are getting salary for 365 days, working for 220 days. Even the former CM also made a mention. But I told him, sir, our work starts at night 9 o'clock. What to teach, how to teach, for the next day we will work during the night. So that's why don't think that you are giving salary for 365 days and making you work for only 220 days. It is not true. So any teacher who came to the teaching profession never looks what he is getting, but what he is very much interested, what he is giving to the children. So that is what analysis. So if you do SWOT analysis, definitely you feel like that. Then coming to the administration, because I'm not very much interested in administration. Because as a manager, I am a hard nut to crack.
Yes.
And even I don't mind to punish people physically if they did anything wrong. So that's why, that's my weakness. So I know. So that's why after working as a DO for 1 year in Khammam district, because the Giridhar, he called me because he was my director once. So I can't say no. Actually, I opted Ramachodavaram to work for the tribals. But I was forced to work here. I worked here and I said, sorry sir. Yeah, coming to the administration, I have seen 90% of people who are working in administration are idiots. And I can't work. And I will simply move to my academic field back. So administration, you will find as principals and vice principals, 3 categories of the people in your institution. The people who work even without your supervision, who are having a lot of devotion to the profession. And the second category of people, they will work, they can work, but they won't work. Unless have a constant watch, they won't work. And third category of people are there who never works. But of course, as private institutions, you are having that right, hire and fire. That's good. But in government, it is too difficult to fire a person. At the most I can do is I can transfer that person. And even I don't want to transfer him, but I don't want to make other school to be spoiled. Lord, let this fellow be here. No problem. Right. So like that administration, and you are having three styles of administration. One is autocratic type, democratic type, and a laissez-faire. But we are all following at present the democratic third one, laissez-faire. That means complete freedom. And you are having democratic style of administration is always better. But knowing pretty well that it is good, sometimes I have to use my authority as a autocratic type of demonstration, administration, which is not good. But things won't happen in government until unless you kick the fellows. So that is the thing. But in private institution, it is not like that. Where you are given good amount of freedom to the persons, definitely they will work more. Remember that. So the success of this institution lies in the style of management. Not only democratic, they will give complete freedom to you to do your work. So you bear in your mind as an administrator these things definitely which will help you. And you consider this is a noblest profession, because everybody in this world we are making them. That's why a teacher always feels that it is good, is great. Yes, that feeling should not be there, though no chariots are there and nobody is going to blow trumpets for you. But don't forget, you are the king in your classroom. If your children respects you, that is more than. But only one case it happened. That what happened in SriViswasanthi Krishna. Yes, he was drawn by the chariot, not by the horses but by people. A great teacher. And people used to tell me that they used to correct their watches by seeing him. So that is how he is punctual as a teacher. And you have one more best example, our Abdul Kalam, a great teacher. Probably you might have seen his last wish. A newspaper boy has gone to the level of president. A chaiwala became prime minister. And what more you want in a democracy? These are the two best examples I can consider. And what Abdul Kalam propagated is, after his retirement, he has gone back to his institution to teach. So those people will be the role models for a teacher. Remember that. Besides this, in our profession we have number of ethics which you have to follow. That's why I told you, when you accept this as your profession, you have to forego many things in your life. There is a organization, a government organization, National Council for Teacher Education, NCTE. They have Government of India. They prepared 8 pages about code of professional conduct. If you want to be a teacher, you should be like this, otherwise quit the profession and go. Right. And 8 pages of this everybody should read, every teacher should read. And at the end, they have given explanation also. And they have given a oath for the teacher, which is to be given by the B.Ed students or D.Ed students who are leaving the institution. We know at the time of the graduation of doctors, on the name of Hippocrates, they swear that they are going to serve to the poorest of the poor, but they never serve the poor. I know. Same in the way, same engineers, same way in the teachers. We are having a oath of our own profession, and on the Teachers' Day, it is better to make our teachers to reiterate the oath and make them to promise. So that kindles, that keep the candle alive, the light alive in the teacher. So you remember that, please. That's are very, very important, and NCTE guidelines are very, very important for a teacher. Then, in the school, please celebrate the festivals of all the religions. Whatever may be the management, you do. Here we will do everything. All the festivals we will celebrate in our school. That gives you the lot of tolerance towards the religion. You can't help it. This is unfortunately we have caste system in India. No other country in the world have the caste system. They have only religion, that's all. And as a secularistic country, you can follow any type of religion. Right. So that will help them to this. Then motivating the children. If you study the success of any great person in his field, two types of motivations are there. One is self-motivation, other is external motivation. Without self-motivation, whatever may be the external motivation you are putting, the child won't get motivated. But as a teacher, as a parent, as a supporter, as an academician, definitely you have to motivate, you have to give a lot of external motivation to the child. So either only external or internal cannot make the individual a success. Then remember, the important thing is creativity. It is said that there were great, nowadays they are saying 3 persons, but the 2 persons that were great. Who invented the fire? Who invented the wheel? Of course, now who invented the microchip? Which is, whole world is moving on the chip. So they are the highly creative persons. And for some time I tried to develop creativity among my children. So because creativity includes your divergent thinking and convergent thinking. But divergent thinking should be more, convergent thinking is less. But we tried many procedures. When we are able to demonstrate, not only successful, but to demonstrate it also to others. Yes, so development of creativity, you try to keep in your mind, because it itself is the life skill. It itself is a life skill. Right. And a book written by Paul Torrance, who is the authority on creativity in the world, will give you a lot of knowledge about how to make a child creative. Right. For creativity, only normal intelligence is enough. So any normal intelligent person can become a creative person. Right. Then coming to the very objectives of your education, they have undergone a lot of change. In the beginning, we provided education only to prepare for your job. People feel that my child I have to educate my child so that he will get a job. Even till today we are feeling like that, but that aim of education has gone long back. After that we said that it should develop the personality characters. Later on it is shifted to all-round development of the individual. Later on, nowadays your board has clearly given that the main purpose for which the child is coming to your school is to have life skill at the end of his schooling. So 10 life skills which are given by WHO or UNICEF, they are the main things that we have to keep in mind. There were days when in this school, one of our teachers used to teach in the class life skills. Yes, because CBSE asked it to teach it in the classroom. and we made some provision, and through lot of not it is the way of teaching is not a bit different, not just to give instructions to the people. First you have to find out through, there are number of questionnaires, there is number of practice papers, by which at the end of that session he will develop such type of skill, whatever it may be. Even your examinations, the problem solving ability exams, it is one of the examples for the life skill. Problem solving exam ability is a life skill. Your English, communication is a life skill. So like this they mentioned 10 skills which are divided into a personal skills, social skills, and some psychological skills. Psychological skills, when I say, you have to cope up with a lot of stress, you have to cope up with a lot of anxiety, you have to survive, so that only the best method is doing yoga, practicing yoga. So let yoga also should be a compulsory subject in our curriculum, in our school, at least. And there were days when we send a circular to the teachers, please make the children to sit quiet and calm before starting your instruction for 3 minutes. So meditation. So keeping your mind, whether it is having any influence or not, I have not collected, but in my class, in 1 year, I practiced that children, while reading in their study hours, they have to keep Chin Mudra or Gnana Mudra. Keeping both the hands on the table and reading the book. Then, when I asked some people, they said yes. The concentration is more now. So I make the children to do like that in 1 year, but later on, due to time or whatever it may be you call, I left it. So life skills are our main objectives, remember it. So if you send a child from the portal of your school with the life skills, that is great. He himself will make his life. Parents have given only birth. You are making him to lead the life. That is more important. You are teaching how to live. If you are having that in mind, definitely the child will come up in your school. Then the role of the teacher. When I started my career as a teacher, my role is only just to transfer the knowledge from the book to the mind of the children. My role is only facilitated. But now my role has been changed a lot. I should be a researcher, and I should be a guidance counselor, and I should be a better evaluator. All these things are there now. So a teacher should cope up with all these additional jobs. As a teacher, not only teaching my subject, I used to help PETs in the playground 2 days in a week. So I can't separate physical education from your normal. It is a part and parcel of curriculum, general curriculum. So every teacher, not only myself, who worked in the school, we used it to go. One period, obviously, you have to go to the library and make the children to use the library facility. And unfortunately, most of the important things that were introduced, for example, your work experience, your SUPW, gone to the dogs. I don't want to talk. Because SUPW is now called as some useful periods wasted. The persons who doesn't know the philosophy of SUPW, the objectives of the SUPW, are talking like that. Then what? The same thing has gone for remedial teaching. Because people cannot understand what is that. In the many remedial teaching periods, same syllabus coverage is going on. That's what I observed. But your normal teaching is different from remedial teaching. And the remedial teaching is not for all.